The Mandalorians unite to take back their homeworld, unaware that Moff Gideon has reemerged with plans to end the Mandalorian threat forever. Hello, entertainment enthusiasts. This is Ray, and this is the Fandom Realm. And today, I am reviewing episode number 7 of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. As always, spoilers abound, so just be aware. So we're moving into episode 7. Last week, Bo-Katan regained control of the Mandalorians who had left her. She got her fleet back, and the group together has decided it's time to take back Mandalore. Now, to be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of last week's episode, all right? Now, after seeing the current episode, I sort of see what they're doing a little more, and after hearing the news from Star Wars Celebration, and they're definitely working on some world building here during this time period. And while I'm still a little disappointed in the last episode, my opinion of it has risen quite a bit because, I'm sort of seeing what they're trying to do out there. With that, this episode is much better, it's much tighter, and it's very emotional. With that, let's take a look at episode number 7, called The Spies. Here we go. Okay, so we're back on Coruscant. Oh, it's her. She is just bad news. I called it. Everybody called it. She's bad news.
Report.
And Gideon is back. It's about daggone time.
It wasn't the New Republic. Magistrate cargo was aided by Mandalorians.
She's,
Bo-Katan Kryze led a squadron of Mandalorians alongside Din Djarin.
Boy, I hope we get to see her get what she deserves.
Continue with your mission. I shall deal with our Mandalorian friends.
Oh, gotta love him. He's back. The bad guy is back in town. Let's go.
Easy for you to say, Captain. There's a fortune to be had, plundering the
All right, so it looks like we've got a bunch of Imperial officers here.
Citizens loyal to the Empire on every planet.
I wonder who she's supposed to be.
And Admiral Thrawn's return will herald in the reemergence of our military.
Oh, of course, we're going to hear, I think, Grand Admiral Thrawn's name some more.
Captain Pelion, you always speak with much authority.
Oh, Captain Pelion. Yes.
Perhaps it's time we look to new leadership.
I wonder, has Thrawn been there? Has he been back?
We already received your request.
Oh, that's Hux's dad from the new series.
And what is your security concern?
Mandalorians.
Well, that got their attention.
You'll have your reinforcements. And your guard.
Yeah, I would imagine so now that the Mandalorians are involved. Okay, so this first section here, really the big thing here, we learn that, I can't remember her name, but she's an evil traitor and she needs to die. We also learn that our Moff Gideon is back, and this is awesome news for us as series goers, because I think we have been missing our bad guy in this series, at least through the first 6 episodes. I have a lot to say about what the bad guy needs to do in the series, and I'm going to talk about that at the end of today's video. All right, the Mandalorians are coming to Navarro.
First, that's a light cruiser.
So Gideon has given his droid some education.
See those, my friend, are Mandalorian privateers.
How long would it take to paint? All right, so the armor coming out to meet them.
I hope these two groups get along. They've never met.
All right, Bo-Katan being a little bit reluctant. She probably has good reason to be.
Children inside.
Hide your women and children. That's a lot of Mandalorians. I didn't realize there were that many. Okay. Hey, they're not shooting at each other. That's a good sign.
Welcome, fellow Mandalorians. We invite you to make camp.
So the armor sort of diffuses the whole situation there.
Let us prepare a feast for our guests.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm a little concerned here. Some things.
That's all the way from Coruscant, so you might want to wait for a smaller gathering before you open it.
Some things and theories I'm hearing online about the armor. Oh my gosh. IG unit.
What did you do to IG-11?
No, that's IG-12 now. Do you like him?
Now he needs somebody to steer him.
Bad baby. Oh, it's crazy.
I think he remembers Grogu. Oh my goodness. How awesome is that?
Grogu is too young to operate heavy machinery. Maybe when he's older. No.
Yes, now he can communicate. Yes.
I think he's saying he's old enough to operate it.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
This is not a good idea. Come on. Hey.
Problem is, Mando is probably completely correct about that. Boy, he's acting just like a little irritating child.
Hey, Grogu, no. Give it, no. Grogu, give it back.
Oh, you got to feel for him. Holy cow. Okay, so this section, basically the Mandalorians have come and, they're settling in. They're going to get together here. Greef Karga has made every Star Wars fan so happy in making this IG-12 unit where it needs somebody to pilot it. And of course, that pilot has to be Baby Yoda. And I'm going to tell you, this is awesome. It is cheesy as hell, but it is awesome. There's going to be a toy out there with this before too long. You just have to know that.
It is time to retake our homeworld.
All right, Bo-Katan stepping up, being the leader.
Which is why I'm proposing that we leave Navarro and move the fleet into orbit above Mandalore.
Okay. What does that mean for Navarro, though?
Scout the surface, find out what remains of the Great Forge, and establish a safe perimeter.
I mean, are they expecting it to still be there? Wouldn't it have been destroyed?
I need volunteers from both tribes.
Well, I can guess who some of those volunteers are going to be.
I will go. Grogu as well.
It would have been so funny if Grogu was in his suit and said, no, no, no.
I will go.
Okay. Both sides coming through here. And she has a good number of volunteers there who are going to go in first. That's a good sign. Ships coming in and out of hyperspace will never get old. As Mandalorians dropping out of ships will never get old. Oh, that is just so awesome. And they frickin' drop in perfect formation. How the heck is that? Would have loved to have seen the armorer use a jetpack, though. That'd be nice.
somewhere below is where our ancient capital once stood.
Okay. And I continue to love Bo-Katan here.
Form up.
And she is always leading. She's always out front.
Night owls.
Flanking left.
Boy, it took me so long to see anything coming here. Wow, it's almost like a ship.
I should hope so. They're Mandalorians.
So there were some Mandalorians left on the planet. Tough. Okay, they still have their jetpacks.
We knew you would not forsake us, Lady Bo-Katan.
And they all still know Bo-Katan, so that's good.
Still leaving. They took no prisoners. They bombed every surface twice over.
Okay, so we're getting a little background information here on the Empire bombing Mandalore and what happened there. Of course, we just found this new group of Mandalorian survivors who were on the planet, which this does sort of bring into question, we're looking at about 2 tribes here with Din Djarin's group and then Bo-Katan's original group. There was also something said, or it may be later in this episode. I mean, how many more Mandalorian groups are out there? Okay. Or it may have been earlier when the former lieutenant or whatever was telling Gideon, one was led by Din Djarin, one by Bo-Katan.
That's not true.
Okay, this looks like an emotional moment.
I did surrender.
All right, that's new to everybody.
All remaining cities and Mandalorian lives were to be spared.
She's always been seen as, like, selfish.
I didn't trust him, but it was the only chance I had to save our people.
But she really isn't.
And then he betrayed me, and we were helpless to resist the purge of Mandalore.
Boy, and I'll tell you, this explains so much about Bo-Katan in this series.
We were hidden on the moon of Concordia.
Okay, so that's why they survived.
Time and again. From division and squabbling factions.
Okay, I mean, she's putting it out there right now. She's putting out facts.
Always been too powerful for any enemy to defeat.
Which they definitely are. No argument there.
It is always our own division that destroys us.
Divided houses fall, my friends.
I had no idea. We were taught that everyone but us
And I'm going to tell you, this little scene right here between them, very emotional for me.
had forsaken the way. That you were selfish and uncaring.
And that's what a lot of people thought.
I don't know if I can keep everyone together.
But I love this conversation and him saying, it's about character.
What means more to me is honor and loyalty.
Character, loyalty, honor, those are the things he
These are the
respects.
reasons I serve you, Lady Kryze. Your song is not
Okay, him declaring his allegiance here to her.
yet written. I will serve you until it is.
And giving her his service, that's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
These here are too weak to continue. We must return to the gauntlet.
Okay.
Can join us in the search for the Great Forge.
We can do better than that. We can bring you there.
Okay, that's going to help the process out a little bit. Gotta love that Mandalorian music. And I just want to go back to Bo-Katan here and just reiterate, and I may do it later too, how much she has grown in this series. We got to see her bravery and everything last season. But from the start of this season, when everything had fallen apart, the assumption is this is a couple years after last season. Everything had fallen apart. She had lost everything. and she's basically been on this adventure with Din Djarin and Grogu, and I hope everybody else sees how much she has actually grown in this season, and that she is really there for her people.
Enforcer moves like a wing guard when it's flanking.
These primitives make up their own rules for everything.
There's going to be issues. They've been apart too long.
Submit or fight.
It's always got to be a fight. I guess a knee to the head is a good way to start.
Should I step in?
Neither side can step in.
Yeah, you sort of got to let that play out, at least for a while. Yeah, as a teacher, we see lots of fights. It's always best to let the fight go for a few minutes.
No.
And then just have Grogu step in saying, no, 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 no.
You taught your apprentice well.
You didn't learn that from me.
That's probably one of my favorite lines today.
Did you?
Prepare to receive rescued survivors in need of medical attention.
Okay, so the armor returning to the fleet.
There! On the starboard bow!
Okay, so something else is coming up here. What is that? Some kind of like sandworm? Never have figured that out. Wait, look how many Mandalorians were on that ship. Holy cow.
Where are we?
This is what's left of the Great Forge.
Okay, so they're underground now.
This was once the heart of our civilization.
Was Mandalore underground? I don't know a lot.
Those aren't Mandalorians.
Oh my, the Imperials are already there. That's got to be their base. Ugh, sad. Okay, this section, generally speaking here, basically just the idea of both sides, they've been at odds for a long time. You put them together, at some point, there's going to be disagreements, and there has to be a way to figure that out. And for the Mandalorians, it is fighting. Okay, and as I was sort of saying, as a teacher, when you have people get in a fight, it's best sometimes to let them get a couple punches in, and then they don't want to punch anymore. If you break it up too soon, they're back at it some other time. Ugh, and those Imperials have jetpacks too. Ugh. Gotta love Vizsla. I really like him. He's grown on me. Okay, love that. They're all such great warriors. You know, Bo-Katan as well. Great warrior.
Advance!
Also great leader, and they all follow her. You know, when the armor sort of said she's okay, everybody was there. Okay, I did feel like they were sort of following a little too fast. And they've obviously stumbled on an Imperial base.
What is this place?
Oh, goodness, they're going to separate them. And they're going to capture Mando. Wow, that's big. Separate him and Grogu. That's a nice little move right there. I like that. Gideon's in his own little sort of Darth Vader type suit here. Boy, it's just so good he's back. He's just evil personified.
Mandalore will live on in me.
And the best thing is, it's got me in it.
I will create an army that will bring order to the galaxy.
You know, I wonder if Thrawn is going to show up at some point and put him down.
While we still have the element of surprise. Activate the interceptors and bombers.
Okay. I hope the fleet gets out of there.
The purge of Mandalore will be complete.
Okay, that section, of course, we're having our battle, and again, Moff Gideon's back. And I just want to go back, and I'll probably mention this again later too, how Bo-Katan has been such a great character. And I'm so glad Katie Sackhoff was the one who brought her to live action, since she had voiced her in the Clone Wars. And just her history, this is how you write and this is how you bring a strong character in. Whether it's male or female, doesn't matter. They've got to have a background. You've got to have something there to show why they are important, why they're a leader.
I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Well, next time, make sure you take it.
This is the part where you return the Darksaber to its rightful owner.
Yeah, I don't think she's giving you that Darksaber again, buddy.
This is the way.
I still don't exactly understand why they were shooting at the door.
Move out!
I know eventually here Gideon orders the door up.
Fall back! I'll cover the rear!
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Come on! We're not leaving you behind!
Oh, he just made the decision for you. Oh, man.
No!
This is the way.
This is the way. Boy, I think about the fact they saved his son in an earlier episode. Okay, I love that, showing that those things will happen to those guns like that. You can't just keep firing and firing and firing and firing. Oh, the Praetorian Guards. Holy camoli. Oh, he just didn't stand a chance. 3-on-1 just is no fun at all. I'm sad. He wasn't my favorite character, but I have grown to like him, and now he's gone. All right, that little section there, of course, Gideon, Moff Gideon trying to get the Darksaber back. He's ordered the interceptors to go after the fleet. Bo-Katan is going to get them out of there. I'm wondering if she's going to come in contact with the Mythosaur again or something like that, okay? We'll have to see what happens. And then, of course, Vizsla dying, that might be something we've missed as well so far, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Okay, everybody, that's our recap for this episode, The Spies, for The Mandalorian. And now what I want to do is take just a couple minutes to go through and sort of review what we saw, talk about that, give you some ups and downs. That's how I'm going to mostly do this. And I'm going to start out basically in this episode. I'm just going to throw a bunch of little bitty things in down, okay? It's just little smidgety nitpickety things like why are they shooting at a door that isn't open, okay? Little things like that. There were a couple of those instances. A little thing there. They probably pushed the Baby Yoda yes thing just a little bit far. Probably just stepped over that line a little bit. But nothing that makes me dislike the episode or anything like that. Okay. Now, let me talk, and this is my big up, and this is probably the major thing I'm going to talk about right now, and that is the return of Moff Gideon. Okay, if you have listened to some of my previous reviews on multiple series, you know one of my beliefs is your good guys can only be as good as your bad guy is bad. And I think this season what we've been missing is our bad guy. Okay, basically there's been no bad guy. We've sort of felt like the Empire's back in the back somewhere, or the remnants of the Empire, and we've had Moff Gideon's name, but you haven't really felt like he's out there stirring it up and really doing his evil thing. And so with him coming back, you have the return of a very good, strong, powerful villain, and there may even be another one lurking in Grand Admiral Thrawn. And I think that's what this season has maybe been lacking a little bit, why people are sort of down on it a little bit more. Now, I know there's some other reasons too, but I think, last season, Gideon, the last time we had a Mandalorian season, we had Moff Gideon and his dark troopers and his armor, and he kidnaps Baby Yoda, and he's just an evil douchebag. And that was there basically the whole season, first season as well. And then we've been missing the bad guy. And what's going along with that as well, and this is another up, is we actually get to see we lose someone. Okay, and basically that's something I think we've gotten to see so much of Mandalorian, and we haven't lost anybody important. The last real person I can think of us losing really was Ugnaught Quill early on. And, sometimes we have to remember that all these people, they may not survive. And I think we've gotten comfortable with what's been going on in the series. And so, there's all of our cast. They're surviving. Nobody's really died. And, when you get too satisfied with that and too comfortable with it, you don't appreciate the show quite as much, or at least I don't. So I think with adding Moff Gideon back, having the death of Vizsla, that to me is very important. I think that is huge for the show, and hopefully they will learn in the past or in the future. Okay. Now, the next thing, very big up, and that is just, again, and I've mentioned it before, the growth of Bo-Katan. And you get to the point here where her conversation about Mandalore and how she actually did surrender, everybody thought that she didn't. She was a selfish girl, didn't think about her people, but she really did. And she really tried to save Mandalore, but the Empire went back on it. And I think that sort of helps us to sort of see her development, especially in this season, all the way to the point that she has gained so much respect from Din Djarin that he's basically pledging his loyalty to her. And so with that, I think that's huge. And that was a very emotional moment for me hearing that, because, Din Djarin's been with the armor and the group for so long. Man alive, that's just very major. And so with that, I don't want to take any longer. I'm going to go ahead and do a grade for this episode, and I'm going to put this episode back at an A-. It was excellent, back to what I expect out of The Mandalorian, and so I very much enjoyed it, and I'm very much looking forward to next week, and I'm a little worried about what might happen next week from reading some things. I hope what I'm reading doesn't happen, or the speculation over it doesn't happen, but we're just going to have to see. With that, I hope everybody enjoyed the review today. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out when I'm going through trying to record these for you guys. And also smash that like button and comment below so we can have a conversation about this episode. And I'll see you next time on the Fandom Realm.